Convicted rapist Thabo and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana will launch an urgent application in the High Court in Pretoria today to halt a Netflix documentary series, Beauty and the Bester. Now, the widely anticipated production is expected to air part 1 tomorrow. We have our reporter Chriselda Lewis who is on that story for us, so let's take you there. Chriselda, good morning. And this, of course, the latest in a series of events that includes Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and, of course, accused rapist Thabo. But talk to us about this latest application.
Well, that's right, Sakina. So both convicted rapist Thabo and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana are launching this urgent application here at the High Court in Pretoria this morning to have the airing of that Netflix documentary stopped. So you'd know that that 3-part series is meant to begin airing tomorrow. But in court papers, Bester claims that the documentary contains defamatory information and that Netflix, he says, are exploiting his rights for commercial gain. He also doesn't want any streaming, broadcasting or advertising of the documentary without his permission. And he says that the airing of the documentary will impede his right to a fair trial, which is expected to begin in November. So, of course, this is not a criminal matter that is being heard today. So both Bester and Magudumana are not expected to be present at court. The lawyers, of course, will handle their arguments. So both of their lawyers are expected to argue that, the releasing of the documentary, claiming that the series, contains inaccurate, defamatory and unsubstantiated claims and basically violates their constitutional rights. So Netflix, of course, will be opposing this urgent application. But I want to bring in Thabo Bester's attorney, Courage Murero, who speaks to us this morning. Courage, thank you very much indeed for your time. So talk to us about the basis of this urgent application that you're bringing this morning.
Okay, so what we are arguing before the court is that our client's right to a fair trial is being impeded, his right to equal protection under the law, that's also being impeded, but more and above that, that his right to human dignity, we understand that he's convicted, but he's still human, he's still entitled to those rights. So basically what we're asking of the court is that in part B of our application, we want the court to hear us on that and make a declaration on that. But before we continue to part B, we need this documentary to be interdicted. So basically that's what we are doing here today, to bring part A of our application, which is asking for an interim interdict.
Have you had sight of this documentary? Obviously, if he speaks about his rights being impeded and speaks about defamatory information, what defamatory information do you believe is in that documentary, which the public should not see now until the completion of his trial?
Okay, so no, we have not had actually sight of the documentary. What we've seen is what everybody else has seen, which is the 1 minute and 30 seconds clip that Netflix has been using to promote the documentary. But what we've seen of it so far is that the statement's been made. Statement like this, and I quote, Thabo had faked his death, Thabo had escaped from prison. Those are conclusions, and those are matters that are actually before the court in Bloemfontein. Those are the issues that are actually now being adjudicated. That's evidence that's being led that those facts still need to be proven. So when Netflix comes out making those statements as though they've already been established in a court of law, as though the prosecutors have already proved a case beyond reasonable doubt, then it becomes an issue because they've now convicted him and he hasn't actually even entered a plea in Bloemfontein.
Are you hopeful? We had a similar move with Showmax. This is not the first documentary that's been out on Mr. Thabo and Ms. Magudumana. Are you hopeful that what you will put before this court today would at least, we know the documentary is airing tomorrow, are you hopeful that this court, on the basis of what you bring before it, will perhaps find in your favour?
We are very hopeful, and to put a little bit more meat into our application, that's why we decided to bring it in 2 parts, to say to the court, we're not saying at another point we will come to the court to have the issues of his constitutional right ventilated. We are saying we are prepared to do it now. In fact, we are doing it now. Just give us the opportunity. But while we do that, can Netflix be halted from releasing this documentary? And if the court finds that in Part B we have not proved the case, then I guess they would allow Netflix to go ahead and publish that documentary. But in the meantime, let them be halted and let us present our case to the court so that the court can give us a fair hearing.
Courage Morero, thank you very much indeed. Courage Morero is the attorney who is representing Thabo Bester. We're expecting proceedings to start at 10 o'clock this morning. And while this application, of course, this urgent application is being brought, both Thabo Bester and Nandipha Magudumana are wanting the application to be heard, and they're also expecting or hoping that this court will find in their favor that the documentary itself not be aired tomorrow. So they're hoping that the court will interdict it.
Well, thank you so much, Chriselda Lewis there. And of course, she'll update us on those developments throughout the morning.